and welcome back to the Wudder Boys podcast, quenching your thirst for quality sports content. I'm your host, Nicholas Signoretta, here once again with my co-host, Luka Bielski.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Good to, I can't see anybody, but good to hear my boys. Good to have the viewers back for another episode.
All right. We just also handshaked as per usual, but a safe distance of 6.
Yeah, you just didn't see it. It's fine.
Yeah, it was on screen.
Yeah.
Can't make that happen. Once again, with us we have Augie Davidson as per usual.
What's up? You like my beanie?
And we also have Justin.
Hey everybody, well, happy to be back.
All right. So
yeah.
For obvious reasons, we've been away. It's because Luke actually moved out of town.
Yeah, he went back to Poland.
Yeah, so we actually stopped the show for a couple months. And before he did that, though,
sorry, I just ate a pierogi.
Apparently the world blew up, and they canceled all the sports with it. Unfortunately, Cleveland was not taken in the blast. But,
no, they were. It was an
were?
earthquake.
Okay.
They were.
Oh, okay.
Bad.
I must have missed the news update.
Very bad.
Pretty easy to miss.
Well, nobody really cares about Cleveland, so I mean, it's pretty easy
Hey,
to miss.
hey.
This is consensus. But because the whole entire sports landscape was blown up, the NFL decided they're going to have to redraft teams to fix their rosters because Cleveland blew up.
It's factual.
This man's a genius.
So we had
the NFL drafted.
Yeah, we had the NFL
To
draft
fix their team.
in Roger Goodell's basement.
It was pretty fun. It might have been the best performance Roger Goodell's ever put on in his time.
It was probably the most awkward thing I've ever watched because he would turn around and look at the TV screen and be like, "Come on, Charger fans, let's go!"
And then there's like half
Skull.
empty screens.
Skull.
Skull!
Oh, that was so bad.
And if you look here, I've eaten my M&Ms, so now I'm going to replace them with more M&Ms. Like, come on. Like,
Oh
I
my
just
got
God,
weird
it was
after a
so
while.
bad.
I think
it was really
Raj
bad.
was on something, but
No,
I
that's
think
just
that's
him normal.
this was a side to Raj I like because usually we just boo him. This time I could boo him, but like relate to him
yeah.
for all the
I
wrong
was,
reasons.
I was waiting for the boos, and they never came. And it's just not an NFL draft without booing Roger Goodell.
Well,
They had to have homegrown
they had
booze.
pumped in booze. The booze weren't live, but they were pumped in from Twitter or whatever. But
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Crafty.
It's just not the same.
Well, it just wasn't the same, really.
Yeah, just not the same.
Yeah.
Besides Roger Goodell, there was also more important things during the draft, like the actual draft, as in they drafted players. 32
Oh, wait,
of them
what?
to be exact in the first round. And,
okay.
we're gonna review those 32 players that were drafted.
I guess we could look at the first round of the draft. I guess like it's either that or fishing.
Bro, you don't like fishing?
Welcome back to
Dude,
the Wudder Boys Fishing Podcast.
going
I'm your
fishing.
host,
I
Nicholas
watched-
Signoretta.
Bro, I do
watched
a
wrong with
fishing
Fishing
stream,
Bass
zero cap.
Masters, and that was actually the first time I've ever like sat and watched it. Not that
Zero
bad. Gonna
cap,
be
I
honest.
would.
But we should probably talk about football and not Bassmasters because we will definitely lose views.
That's the first hot take of the episode, but the first pick of the draft,
Cincinnati
Pretty
Bungles select
pretty consensus.
Joe Burrow, quarterback, LSU.
All right, next pick. Move on.
No surprise there. No surprise there. Great future
Next.
ahead of that kid. If they can get some weapons around him, he's an awesome player. He proved it at LSU. How many touchdowns did he have in the championship game? Like 7
A
or
lot.
8? Yeah.
That's
Too
a
many.
lot.
Against Oklahoma, it was at least 7.
a
many.
lot.
Too many.
As Augie said, a lot. It was
How many touchdowns you got? A lot.
He's special. I see a lot of good things in his future if they can get some weapons around him that aren't like Auden Tate and I guess AJ Green
Tyler
when he's
Eifert.
not injured, but that like
I
barely
just want to
ever
remind
happens.
everybody. I know as Justin's talking about weapons, I know we were just going on the first round, but with this first pick of the second round, they got T. Higgins, which is a big pickup for them. It's pretty much just going to be their next AJ Green when he retires or just doesn't
Yeah.
return to the field because he broke too many bones. So
They did tag Green, right? Am I-
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, I'm
they
pretty sure they
franchise tag
franchised
Green.
him.
Okay.
They franchise tag Green.
I think
Moving
that's
on.
the last pick of the Bengals.
Yeah, I
So,
don't think they did anything else really.
Any notes on them? Any thoughts on where they'll be with this
I think that it'll definitely help
Beautiful
their
man.
quarterback situation because you saw one of the most disorganized franchises I've ever seen last year. Andy Dalton and Ryan Finley, Jake Gala, like they had so many random people playing in there at the quarterback position. So like now that they've at least settled on somebody, they can trade Andy Dalton or do something to try and get at least the small amount of worth that he has out of him and try and get like offensive line help or some defense, just something in there to try and bolster the roster because they're not deep. Right now, their roster is AJ Green, Auden Tate, Joe
Flimsy.
Mixon, and Joe Burrow.
I'm
And that's
feeling a solid 3-13 campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Probably,
sneaky
yeah, they'll
Less
probably
than
still get the number one
campaign.
overall pick, but the problem is Trevor Lawrence is probably gonna be the number one pick next year. If I had to put a guess out,
Bet.
because
yeah.
that guy is man.
Yeah, he's mobile in the pocket, can move around, can throw the ball, can run. He's a special talent too. But we're not here to talk about college.
That's next year. We'll do that
Yeah,
next year
we'll
when
do that-
Corona
we'll do
Part
that
2 comes.
later. We'll do that later. We're here to
Corona
talk
2,
about the
Electric
NFL.
Boogaloo.
So I guess we'll move on to the second pick in the draft, where the Redskins took Ohio State defensive end Chase Young.
Once again, no brainer.
Shocking.
Move on. Like this isn't that hard.
Best player in the
Ohio
draft.
State's had a pretty good streak in these last 5 years. It's been both Bosa's, now Chase Young within the top 5 picks each time.
I think
Defense-
for the first time in a
Defensive
while.
pals.
I think the
Speaking of defensive, go ahead. I had a great
think-
segue, but go ahead.
Shut up. I think the Redskins finally didn't pick here. I think Chase Young is going to be awesome. The guy's a monster, and he's just throwing people around at Ohio State. So hopefully he can transition at least some of that to the NFL and help the Redskins defensive line, because right now they could use some help. Their whole team could use some help. So building around Chase Young for the defense and trying to work something with the offense. They're moving in the right direction. It's just a matter of will management continue to find ways to screw it up.
I'm sure they will,
Yeah.
but that's besides the point.
Luke, you can do your segue now.
All right. We just talked about, Augie mentioned, the Bosa's elite defensive players from Ohio State. Here's another one. Pick 3 to the Detroit Lions. Jeff Okudah, cornerback, one of the best defensive backs, the best defensive back in the draft here. I love this pick. Really couldn't do much else here unless they traded out, but it's a good pick for them, who lost Darius Slay this offseason.
Yeah, that's true. He's going to try and fill. They're going to try and fill the shoes of. I mean, it's going to be hard because he's a star talent. So, I mean, if this kid can develop, I see a lot of good things in his future. But I mean, it's up to the football gods at this point. The
Yep.
Lions need help in the secondary after losing Slay, so I like this pick for them.
They also got arguably the best running back in the draft in the second round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fellow Philly
a
native
steal.
DeAndre Swift from St. Joe's Prep High School.
Cannot believe he went. Bro, what were the Chiefs doing? That's a later problem. That's a later
We'll
problem.
talk about them.
We'll
We will
get there,
talk
we'll
about
get
them.
there.
That's a
We'll
later
get
kind of
there.
problem.
Wonder what they're doing? They're winning Super Bowls. That's
I
what
also
they're
think
doing.
Miami should have taken him at 30, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
On to pick number 4, the New York Giants selected Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle from the University of Georgia in Athens.
I have to say, I almost threw up when I saw this pick because this was the last tackle that I expected them to take.
I mean, as an
Your
Eagles
inside
fan,
sources
I
say.
didn't really throw up. More of a, okay, there we go.
Obviously,
But-
they want to protect Daniel Jones and Saquon.
Well, yeah, because I mean, Saquon's a beast, and Daniel Jones led the league in fumbles last year. So you got to get some protection out there. I would have rather seen Jedrick Willis from Alabama, in my opinion. I
Yep.
think he's better than
He's the
Andrew
best tackle in
Thomas.
the draft.
I think he is. I think he might be the best tackle in the draft.
Mhm.
But obviously, they saw something in Andrew Thomas. So, I mean, I don't want to wish anything bad upon him. Seems like a pretty star talent. Hopefully, he can develop into something decent for him.
They addressed the position of need, whether we
Yeah,
like
they
it or
got
not.
somewhere that they did get the right position. We'll get to people drafting in the wrong position later for Philadelphia, but we'll get there later. Speaking of drafting for the correct division or for the correct position, the Miami Dolphins at pick number 5 went out and got a star talent, quarterback from Alabama.
They already have
Tua
Fitzmagic. They already have
Who the
Fitzmagic.
hell knows how to say his last name? Tagovailoa or something like that.
Tag Toa.
Who the hell knows how to
not
say
a
his last
position of
name?
need.
But
Not a
he
position
is
of need.
so
Not a position
good.
of need. They
Yes,
already have
it
Fitzmagic.
is.
They already have Fitzmagic.
As I love Ryan Fitzpatrick with all of my heart.
Fitzmagic. Say his
He's
name
going
right.
to retire soon.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, anyway, this is one of 3 picks for the Dolphins in the first round.
I love the Tua pick. People are saying that he's injury prone,
Bleep that. Colin.
all this
Bleep
other
that.
stuff. But, I mean, you got to take the risk at this point because obviously Fitzmagic is a beast, but he's going to retire soon. And you don't want to put the offense under Josh Rosen. You've seen how he plays, and it's not good. So
No, it isn't. Yeah.
I'd rather take the risk and draft Tua. They could have gone with Justin Herbert, but I think Tua is the better talent out of the two of them.
Justin
still
Herbert
pretty
plays in the
good.
Pac-12. I'm just saying.
Yes,
I'm
exactly.
just saying.
I think this was a good pick because, like, nearly
I agree. It was a good pick.
They
It was. I think it was the right pick
passed
for
on
them.
Breeze after he was leaving San Diego because of the injury. But this time they put their head in. They said, "We'll take the dude who has a couple injuries. We'll take the risk."
He
And
has
I think he was
a
overall-
lot more games under his belt as a college player than Herbert did. He was a little bit more proven, I feel like.
Yeah, I like Tua.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Played.
All right.
Listen. SEC football is very different from Pac-12.
I agree.
Whoa, hey, whoa, whoa!
Are you
All
gonna
right.
Are you gonna disagree with me?
Now,
Yeah,
Miami,
This is for
Hold
another
on,
episode.
hold on.
This is for another
Miami
episode.
also had 2 more picks in the first round that we need to talk about.
We'll get to those.
We'll
to
get
those.
there.
Yeah,
We'll get to there.
I'll talk to you in 20 picks or 13, however many.
All right, and at the 6th pick in the NFL draft,
Oh,
the Los Angeles Chargers select Justin Herbert, quarterback, Oregon.
we just
He's better
mentioned
than-
him.
He's better than Tyrod Taylor. That's all I
Dude,
gotta
he
say.
played against stingy Pac-12 defenses his whole career. That's tough.
I'm like, Nikki, I hope you shut up right now.
So stingy.
Nikki.
So
Listen, he did
stingy.
play Auburn. They did play a lot of road games against SEC opponents.
And they lost to Auburn.
Dude,
Okay,
no,
listen,
okay.
listen. Auburn had an absolute monster who we'll be talking about next.
He clutched up against Wisconsin in the Rose Bowl.
My guy Bo Nix came up huge.
Bo Nix is a dad, bro. He's
We're
going
not
first
talking
overall.
about him. Stop.
All right, are we done on Herbert?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Good.
not much
Any of
else to
these
say.
teams we talked about, are they going to make impacts next year?
No.
The Chargers,
No.
they literally have less
These
fantasy
teams will be
players.
picking in the top 15 next year. Don't you guys worry. We'll talk to when teams actually might have
Yeah.
chances of resurrecting them.
Moving
And
on.
this team has a chance at resurrecting, I think.
Moving on to the number
Sure.
7 pick from Auburn
Panthers?
defensive tackle Derek Brown for the Panthers.
Yeah.
You want to know
It's
something?
defensive tackle, not offense, unless I'm like really
You want
stupid.
you want to know something? You want to know how many? Hold on, I gotta get my notes up real quick. You want to know how many defensive players the Panthers picked in this draft?
Looks like
1.
4 or 5.
Probably like one.
1.
7.
Oh yeah.
Every
bro, Panthers are
single
coming
one of their
back,
picks
baby.
they used on defensive players.
They
Every
need a defense.
single
They have
one.
Run CMC, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
This is great to see by Ron Rivera. I love the
their-
Panthers. Love to see them
Matt
get back
Rule?
to where
Hello?
they
It's clearly Matt Rule. It's clearly
were. Yeah, that's what I
Matt
said. I
Rule.
said Matt Rule, not Ron Rivera.
Ron Rivera's already the coach of the Redskins. We already went over that.
I mean, he did pick defense, so
Yeah.
I like the defensive stacking there. They had
Defense
no
wins
defense at all
championships.
offense.
defense
I'm pretty
wins
sure that was Baylor's
chips.
strength last year. Was defense.
Except the Chiefs really didn't play defense to win a championship.
Oh
they
my
played
god! No,
offense.
they clutched up. They clutched up.
They had
clutched
some
up.
stops, yes, but mostly offense.
All
right.
Offensive side.
And at the
So,
8th pick
Wait,
in the
who's the Panthers
2020
quarterback?
Corona NFL
Who's the
Draft,
Panthers quarterback?
Pac-Man invited me to join a party.
No,
that
they made a
Teddy
trade.
Bridgewater?
It's
It's Bridgewater now. It's Bridgewater.
Yeah.
now.
yeah, it's Teddy.
So
It's
we'd like to
Teddy.
clear that up. Oh,
Well-
also we missed the Chargers. The Chargers, did they draft a quarterback in this draft?
Justin Herbert, literally a
hold on,
pick
what?
ago.
Nikki,
Wow, this
Nikki.
was a bad little.
We
script.
apologize for Nikki's onset Alzheimer's, and we number pick in the draft.
So-
Isaiah
Moving
Simmons from Clemson.
Swiftly on.
A
Outside
linebacker, a safety, a nickel corner, a
was
DN,
a good
whatever you
pick.
want to call him. This man does everything.
Simmons
Just
did
put
drop.
him at quarterback. Who
That
cares?
was no. Listen.
This
At
kid
the end
can
of the day,
play
that
everywhere.
was such a good pick.
I
I'm
I'm
love
not sure why
Isaiah
Simmons
Simmons.
dropped.
So
I-
I just want to say something real quick. I loved this pick, but I expected them to go an O line here to protect Kyler. And I was very
Oh.
surprised when they took Isaiah Simmons. But I love the
However,
pick
I did too,
regardless.
but I think I think for the Cardinals, they thought Isaiah Simmons was going to go earlier in the draft.
Honestly, he should have
So
gone.
if they had gone earlier in the draft, I think that they would have gone after Andrew Thomas or somebody like that
Yeah.
Mhm.
for offensive line help. But the fact that he was still on the board, he's such an elite talent that you can play anywhere on the field that he's hard to pass up on. And I'm honestly
Mhm.
surprised the Panthers just went with Derek Brown instead. Derek Brown's still a really great player, but Isaiah Simmons is so versatile all over the field. It's a hard pick to pass up on. And I think that he's going to really be somebody that the Cardinals are going to continue to rely on and build around for the years to come.
He's going to be the core of that defense.
Yeah, the cornerstone right there.
I think the Cardinals are going to be like actually decent this year. The problem is their conference is kind of good, or not their
Listen,
division's kind of
I'm
overpowered.
expecting some like Madden stupid hit sticks from Isaiah Simmons because that guy is nuts.
Pop some.
Did you guys see Cliff Kingsbury's draft setup?
Yes,
Bro,
I like
Cliff
Bill Belichick
Kingsbury
better.
was flexing
God.
on some boys.
Flexing.
Oh god.
Yeah. Nice one.
Next
All right.
pick.
Moving on.
The number 9th pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars kept a local college player, C.J. Henderson from Florida, cornerback, Gator Chomp. I guess to replace
Chomp
Jalen
chomp.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut down
Pretty
corner.
much. I like this kid. He didn't have a one thing that really stood out to me is how clean of a player he was. Like he did not have a penalty the entire year. Like not one holding, offsides, pass interference, nothing. I really like
Are you
this.
serious?
Yeah, not one penalty.
They had 7 penalties.
Or
down
it
the
may have
stretch
been,
against
or it
Miami.
may have been
They
one.
absolutely. He had to have.
It was
He
either
pass
one or
interfered on
none.
Miami
I forget,
twice
but
in
it
the
was
first
something
game of the season.
incredibly low. It was
Justin-
incredibly
Justin-
low.
Justin, I think you mean Jeff Okuda. Jeff Okuda did not have one penalty against him this entire season. I don't know if you're getting them.
You're
mixed
right.
up.
It's CJ Henderson had like 1 or 2 then, or something like really
Yeah.
low.
Mhm.
You're right. I'm thinking of Jeff Okuda.
Excuse my friend Justin, slight Alzheimer's on the set.
Augie, you're next.
Hey,
Uh,
that was
With
6 picks ago,
the
not
15th
one.
pick in the NFL draft, the Eagles select Henry Ruggs III.
Shh, we're getting there. Also, the Jaguars traded AJ Boye, so I guess really
they
needing
needed
a
corner
cornerback.
help.
So this was
They need some secondary.
this
help
was a
back.
logical pick.
He'll be a good player.
Mhm.
He's fast too. I like. He's got some nice acceleration.
Still
Like when he
basement
gets a
well.
pick, he's able to take off.
And with
Mhm.
the 10th pick in the 2020 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select Jedrick Wills Jr., tackle, Alabama.
Kevin Stefanski and his team should be jumping at the fact that they just got the best tackle in the NFL draft. Like this is great
Yeah,
for them to sit
I
at 10,
agree.
not have to trade up, lose any other draft capital, and to be able to get the best tackle on the board is amazing.
Really hating on my man Andrew Thomas.
I have
am.
nothing against Andrew Thomas. I just think
I am.
Jedrick better.
I think Luke has. So this will be good help for Mayfield, for Kareem Hunt and co. Running.
Chubb.
Is it Chubb? Is Chubb or Kareem? It's kind of a 1-2 punch at the moment, right?
Yeah, I think they're kind of running both of them.
Yeah, this will help the Browns. Again, they have to compete against a.
They could line
Pretty
up in
good
like
Ravens
the gun
team.
or the pistol with one to each side, and you don't really know where the ball's going. Could be something
Mhm.
like that. That's pretty interesting. It's a
So-
matter of what Freddie's gonna do. Is Freddie still there? They still have Freddie Kitchens?
no.
Kevin
Freddie's gone.
Stefanski.
Yes.
Oh, Stefanski, you're right. Duh.
Mhm.
I forgot that they finally got rid of him.
Thank God.
So yeah,
Yeah, but I like this pick. 6'5", 320, big boy, just out there pancake.
Oh, you say he's a big boy. Wait till we get a
Yeah.
little bit further.
I
I
know.
know.
I was just gonna say
know.
that. Yeah.
He is a solidly sized boy, but he ain't a
He
mountain.
ain't about what we're about to see.
you want to go into
Yeah,
a
he
big
ain't
fella?
what's coming next.
You want to go to the
There
big
is
fella?
a big boy drafted by
Number 11.
the New England Jets. Shoot.
All he had is Alzheimer's.
Ah!
It's just Luke left. It's
New
only Luke.
England
with
Jets.
the 11th pick in the 2020 NFL draft,
Ah.
the New York Jets select Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle, Louisville.
6'7",
Combine
Question.
369.
Questionable.
This kid is huge.
Questionable. I thought Wirtz
You
was
said
better.
Jedrick Wills a big boy. This is a mountain.
This
of
is
a
a
man.
mountain of a man. Yes, Augie.
Jedrick Wills is 6'4", 312. Mekhi Becton is 6'7", 364.
Whole lot of Mekhi. Whole lot
The
of
only
Mekhi.
person that might be bigger than this kid was his father. Did you see his dad?
Bro,
when
his
they
dad was
announced
4
his pick?
bills. His dad was
is a
thick fella,
beast.
bro. He got a big boy.
Colin,
Bro,
I'm gonna need a picture
DeAndre
of
Swift's dad was
Mekhi
a...
Becton's
Whew!
dad. We're gonna need a picture of Mekhi Becton's dad on the screen right now.
DeAndre Swift's dad is jacked.
Yeah, and he's posting that now. Bam, LeVar Ball. Perfect. Got him.
God, Colin's gonna kill us.
Great sadness.
Our
I
editor
thought.
hates
We
us
couldn't
right now.
hear Jets fans just viciously booing as every other draft. We usually get to hear them just be depressed
think-
Jets fans.
As
So I
a
hope you're wrong or
non-Jets fan,
something.
they should be happy with this pick.
I
thought well,
he's coming from Louisville, so it isn't not as big of a football school as Alabama and Clemson and these schools we're seeing. But this kid is a monster, and I feel
But
like
he has
it's worth
all
the
the
risk.
physical
Or-
tools he needs.
I see it is a risky situation to take somebody like him, but he's 6'7", 369. The kid is a monster.
He has all the physical tools in the world
Yeah.
needed to succeed at the offensive tackle position in
If
the NFL.
he's disciplined and can listen to coaches and start to work his game a little bit better technique-wise, probably, he's a beast.
He is a beast.
I feel
It's
like
definitely
if
like
Lamar-
kind of a hit or miss pick in my mind. It's a very like risk reward kind of pick, but I like it a lot because
I feel like
he
if
could
Lamar-
turn into a dominant offensive tackle.
If Lamar was still there at Louisville and Mekhi like is good like he is, he'd probably be higher up in the draft board just because they'd be like, oh, he blocked for Lamar.
This dude
Yeah,
at the
I think
size
so.
he is. This dude at the size he is right at a 5'1", 140. Let's just
Yeah.
appreciate that for a second.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was
Wow.
going to get to. If
Fast
Luke
man
didn't-
run.
But you want to
Step on my
know
toe.
somebody who ran. You want to know somebody who ran much faster than that, and I'm talking much faster than that.
Already.
The fastest player in the draft,
With the
12th pick.
in the
The
2020 NFL
new
draft.
Las Vegas Raiders select Henry
This is
Ruggs.
my job. This is just objectively my job.
I was wondering to see who would back off, and neither of you did.
This is just objectively my job.
Henry Ruggs is
Fast man run fast.
fast man run
run
fast.
That's it.
The
This is
Raiders said it's time for
That
fast
was
man
a
run fast.
quality of another team's draft this year.
This is a
We'll get
classic
there.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Raiders like Al Davis pick when Al Davis was still alive. The Raiders.
This
always
is
just
also a
draft the
classic John
fastest
Gruden
dude.
pick. They just
Like,
drafted the
yeah, 'cause
fastest player.
Gruden was around during the out, so
Yeah.
like they would just be like, "We're drafting the fastest dude." So it's like a good homage. I'm not sure if Ruggs was the best receiver in the draft by any means.
He could certainly end up being the best receiver in the
I
draft.
thought this was funny. This was apparently their guy.
Henry Ruggs.
Yep.
Listen, a lot of people had Judy or the other guy,
CD,
going,
the other kid.
CD going higher than Henry Ruggs. So to see him taken at 12 was definitely
is a-
surprising.
This is a Mike Mayock pick. He's never gonna do what people expect him to do, and I
Yep.
love that pick.
Is he kind of like Max Kellerman? He just bucks the trend just to sound stupid, not to actually be right.
Wait, I thought that was
Pretty
Logan.
much, honestly.
I thought that was Howie's
Can
No,
one of us
Booger's
become
just
Max Kellerman? Can one of us adopt
objectively
that role
stupid.
on the show?
All right. Well, it's whoever
We'll
has the
draw
most like.
lots. We'll draw lots for the next episode.
We'll figure it out.
Someone
Anyway,
will
with
have
the
to
next
figure-
pick.
No,
the
this is my job.
49ers
This is objectively
the
my job.
Wait, it's not the 49ers. We have a trade. The
Buccaneers.
With
Buccaneers.
the 13th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, there was a trade between the San
The Bucs.
Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, with the 13th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Tristan Wirfs, offensive
This-
tackle, Iowa.
The second best tackle in the draft is the fourth one
Amen.
drafted.
Yeah. hmm
This
Yeah.
Buccaneers team scares me. I'm going to
Yeah.
be honest.
Bro,
Wait.
Gronk's an animal, bro.
Can
Him
one
and
of you guys tell
Gronk
me-
blocking on the run, ooh, scary.
Why don't you guys tell me why they drafted an offensive tackle? Is there something they're trying to protect?
Yeah, probably the old head Tom Brady in the backfield.
Probably the immobile
What?
big man.
Did you just say that the Buccaneers have Tom Brady?
What a transition I set up! Oh my
Oh my God!
That might have been intentional.
Wow.
A few alley oops have been as deliberate.
And I'm coming in to slam it home. The Buccaneers got Tom freaking Brady and have dealed Jameis Winston to the Saints.
Jameis Winston completed more passes to the Saints players than Taysom Hill did.
This
Yeah.
is correct.
That is
We'll
objectively
roast Taysom
funny.
later.
But you know who's also old and played with Tom Brady and is back to playing with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay?
Gronk.
Rob
Ronald
Gronkowski.
Jones. Dang it.
So close.
Randy Moss.
I'll get back to you on that one, Luke.
Ron Rivers.
This team is. I like this team. The defense may not be the greatest on the like we've seen. Like they're good, but like they're not the best. But that offense is explosive.
Devin White at the middle of that defense, though. That is he is a bad man.
I never said they were bad. They've got some good players in that defense.
They got some studs on that defense.
Yeah, but the offense is the main part that you're looking at there. Brady, Gronk, Goodwin, Mike Evans. That team, if they go get like a stud running back somehow, I don't see them losing.
They honestly, in my mind, it's almost like they don't even like. It doesn't matter who's
They
in the
don't even need
backfield.
one. Yeah, they don't
It
even
do-
need
like
one.
it actually just doesn't matter who's in the
Much
backfield
Bucks
because
love.
they're gonna have such big holes to hit that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Much bug slow.
And Tristan Wirfs was the player they needed to open up the run game and protect Brady.
It was an
Um,
excellent pick, a needed pick, a good pick, and they were really lucky to have Tristan Wirfs fall to them at
Yeah, another big boy,
16?
6'5", 320.
13. My bad.
And you have
He's
the money
a-
on them to win the division?
I think it's going to be tough because you still have the Saints in the division. Brees is still Drew Brees.
I'm testing
But-
your confidence in this Bucks team.
It's
You know
hard to
what?
bet against Drew Brees.
It's hard
I'm
to
just
bet
saying.
against Drew Brees, but
It is
right
very
I
now,
have to
hard.
say, I like Ron Rivera in the Panthers.
okay. I'm sorry about.
Yep, there's
Or
our
we went
Max
Alzheimer's.
Kellerman. We found Max
Um,
Kellerman, boys. We did it.
But I think it's going to be a very tight race, and it can go either way. Like it's hard to pick one or the other. But if you're forcing me to make a pick right now, I'll take
Well,
the
I am.
Bucks. I'll take the Bucks. I'll
Hey,
use my
hey,
hot-
ladies,
I'll use
hate-
my hot take.
I
and I'll
hate
take
to-
the Bucks.
I hate to put a huge hole in this boat, this Buccaneers boat, but I think it's time we move on because we're getting a little
We're getting a
low
little
right
sidetracked. We're getting a little
Sappy.
sidetracked.
Augie, why don't you do us the job right now of introducing the 14th and traded
Yes, sir. The traded pick between, obviously, this was part of the trade for the 13th pick, but with the 14th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Javon Kinlaw, D-tackle, South Carolina.
I love this kid. I'm gonna be completely honest. I love Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah,
I know
he's-
he's from a smaller school with South Carolina, but like they
South
still
Carolina's in the SEC. Don't even
South
they
that
still
Carolina's
have a
in
great
the
football
SEC.
program.
Just because it's
If
not
you'd let me
Bama or
finish,
Clemson doesn't mean
if
it's
you let
smaller.
me finish, there's still a great football program, and this kid is a beast.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Yeah, like I
Great
think
pick.
he was.
Obviously, the Niners traded DeForest Buckner to the Colts.
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Mhm.
Hence,
And
so this
this
was
is
their
this
DeForest
is just a
Buckner
direct replacement of DeForest Buckner at the end of the
This
day.
is one of two that you'll see in this round, I believe, from that trade.
One of two? Really? Did they get
Yeah.
two firsts for the 13th?
They pick again. 25.
Yeah, but
That's one of two Niners picks. We'll go over the.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
Mhm.
but I really like this kid. He's quick off the snap, and he's got power to really hit the offensive lineman with a lot of power right off the snap, like I said. And if he can bolster this already really good 49ers defense, I say 49ers are making another Super Bowl run this year.
yeah, they definitely could. Obviously, they really did retain the core of that lineup. Losing Joe Staley will hurt, though.
They lost Joe Staley, and they did lose.
But not for long, because you want to know what happened. I believe, was it yesterday that the trade was made for Trent Williams?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're completely right, and I completely forgot. Thank you, Luke. Yes, they did make a trade for Trent Williams, another old offensive lineman. But
still,
Listen,
they're
all
living
this
in
is
the
still-
now.
here.
They're living
But
in the
still,
now, and
he
I
still might be a
completely
Pro Bowl.
understand.
He's still playing at a Pro Bowl level for sure,
Oh yeah.
even though he hasn't played in the past year.
Alrighty, we should probably
All
keep
right, next
moving
pick.
here.
With
Go
the
ahead, Hawk.
15th pick.
Wait, hold on.
in the
Doesn't
2000
Nikki have some? Doesn't Nikki have something to say real quick?
No, that's after the 17th pick, you
I thought he said
idiot.
it was after
the
14.
after the 16th, halfway through the draft.
Oh my
Somebody
god.
said after the
We
14th
found our
pick.
Max
Let's
Keller
just keep
news.
going.
Oh
We
my
found him.
goodness.
All right, Max,
We're just gonna
shut
keep
the hell
going.
up. All right, Augie, keep it
Patience.
moving.
With the 15th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver, Alabama.
The best wide receiver in the draft.
Coming out as of right now, yes. Like the highest floor of all the receivers. I would agree, yes.
I'll wait.
I think it's too early to say.
I'll wait 2 picks.
Okay.
Wow,
All
you're
right.
cool. Wow. I wish I was you.
think
Wow.
this pick was good. I think this pick was good because it gives a young lad like Drew Lock another pretty good weapon to throw to. He
It really
started building
does.
offense there in Denver. They also got
They really are building an offense. In Denver.
Melvin Gordon, Cortland Sutton, and Jerry Jeudy out there.
They
with
got-
Drew Lock.
Noah
I
Fant.
know we're on the first round, but I just want to mention in the second round they did get KJ Hamler as well, so they got 2 new
Speed.
targets for Drew.
Speed. I am speed. I do speed. Ah,
Yeah.
yes. That was the theme of the
Yes.
NFL draft.
I still
Many
think the
GMs were
Broncos
doing
are going
some
to need some
speed.
help in a lot of other places, including defense. But, they're really working that offense there. And it's a matter of will Drew Lock progress to be as good as they want him to be? Because
Madden
if
will
he
tell
ends
you
up...
yes.
Yeah, okay. But this isn't
Speaking
Madden.
of Madden,
This is not Madden.
Madden likes his.
Yeah. If he can progress, I like this team's offense, but they do need some defensive help.
yeah, for sure.
Moving on.
Who, the Broncos? Bradley Chubb and Von Miller would love to disagree with you.
Well, sure, but there's more than 2 players on a defense.
Yeah, they've fallen off.
I agree. They have fallen off. All right.
They
With
also
the
have to
16th
score.
Let's keep
pick-
going. Let's keep
Keep
going.
moving.
With the 16th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Atlanta Falcons select A.J. Terrell. Hold on. Cornerback, Clemson.
Terrell's last game as a college quarterback was actually him just getting murdered by LSU. So that might have brought his stock down a bit.
Yeah, not a great look. If you're a
He did
corner.
kind of just get
They got. Yeah, it was a No, I can't say that. That'd be bad. Not good
Yeah.
publicity.
not great.
Not great.
It's okay.
I
I
thought
mean,
this was
It helps out at the... They've drafted in the right area, it seems like, for the Falcons. But,
why is Dan Quinn still their coach?
This is another like Mike Mayock pick where you're not taking the best cornerback available. I guess you're just taking the best person to fit their system. Like you'll see we'll highlight a few other cornerbacks that were taken in the second round that I think are better than AJ and another cornerback that'll be taken in a couple picks. But I mean, they addressed their defense in this draft, which they needed to.
Yeah, most certainly.
Alrighty.
But I think they really need to address their head coach. But that's
Yeah.
my opinion.
we'll keep moving from there. Nikki, I believe
quick
you have
message.
something
Quick
for us.
message. Guys, I'd like to tell you this episode of the Wudder Boys podcast is brought to you by Sigski. Thank you.
There's not much else we can say, folks.
Yep.
Bang.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
All
go ahead.
Hold on.
And
We'll
with
let
the
Sigs do
17th
this one.
pick
We'll let
in the
Sigs do this one,
2020
or
NFL
not.
Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver, Oklahoma.
All right, Sigs, go
Sigs,
ahead.
go ahead.
So let me tell you, you might just think, wow, they picked this pick so the Eagles in a future pick couldn't draft one of the best wide receivers in the draft. Yes, but also no, because they drafted the best player available. CeeDee Lamb was a potential top 10 pick, and he's here at 17. You take that man. And it works out because I'm just going to address the Cowboys' whole draft. They didn't even have to reach because they would have drafted a cornerback here. They still got a cornerback that was good in the second round. This was major stonks. Ruining the Eagles' day, having a good day. It's all major play.
Yes, I don't
was
think much
successful.
else should be said here.
I think
don't
the
much else
Cowboys
should be said
had
here.
the Cowboys by far had one of the best drafts out of any other team. You could say
Yeah.
that Cleveland's up there with them, but the Cowboys got. They got CD handed to them. They got Trayvon Diggs. It was a
did
handout
help.
in the second round, which
Yeah,
was
speaking
crazy.
of teams that drafted and did really well in the offseason, let's move down to pick
We
number
have
18.
the Miami Dolphins again. With the 18th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Austin Jackson's offensive tackle, USC. Now, this was from the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade.
Yes,
guys
they got
don't
this
remember.
pick from the Steelers. I love the offensive line help for the Dolphins because it is absolutely a mess right now. So
Yeah.
that is huge.
Got to protect their young man.
That's huge. We know Tua is like rumored to be injury prone, so you need to protect him.
Mhm.
A great player like Austin Jackson here. It's really helpful for the offensive line, which is a mess. Really opens up the offense if Tua can move around in the pocket a little bit.
Just get some time, really.
Yeah, you've seen problems with that this year. Fitzpatrick's not necessarily a quarterback, but he was under pressure a lot this year with the offensive line being god.
Jackson's also very tested because he has to go against those difficult Pac-12 D lines.
Yeah.
Clearly
Speaking on that, this is a pick that I didn't really expect, especially with Josh Jones from Houston, who I thought was a much better tackle than Austin Jackson. But I mean, it's like I said all along, it's a Mike Mayock pick. Segue.
I liked it.
Segue.
Segue.
Back to Mike Mayock. With the
Segue.
19th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Damon Arnett, cornerback, Ohio State. And this pick was a part of the Khalil Mack trade, if I remember correctly.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Mike Mayock.
This was a Mike Mayock pick.
A questionable corner. But you know what? It's fine.
Still good. He was the backup to Jeff Okuda. Didn't go against, the top.
He wasn't playing the wide receiver number one.
The top wide receivers because Jeff was, but I mean, Damon Arnett's still going to do a good job there in Vegas.
Yeah,
it's a decent first round pick. They've already picked once. Go get some defensive help. I don't really have that much of a problem with it.
It's good to see.
Oh wait, we're cleaning up the Raiders. I just want to mention they got a stud receiver in the offseason. Actually, they got Nelson Aguilar, which was the Eagles' garbage.
Oh, right.
Then they got
he was.
They got two to three former Cowboys, so they just kept picking up the NFC's garbage. Apparently, classic
pretty much.
I love the John Gruden Raiders.
Classic.
I love
Chuck.
I love
now,
John Gruden.
With the 20th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
There you
That's
go.
who they are. Select
There they are.
Kayvon Chaisson, outside linebacker, LSU.
One of the
right
best
there.
picks of the first round.
That's a name right there.
That
I
is
did
a
not
name.
expect. It's Chason, Kayvon Chason for our viewers out there. I did not expect
my bad.
Kayvon to drop to 20.
Yeah,
Ow.
and it was just snap. And this was from the
Rams.
Yeah, no. But who was the player that went to the
Jalen
Rams?
Ramsey.
Was it the Ramsey trade?
Yeah, Jalen.
See, this was a good addressing of the Jaguars defense, who, after being a vaunted unit, has fallen off.
Yeah.
Also, the Jaguars' problems, especially with Yannick Ngakoue, who Kayvon Chason also can play edge, D end. So it's going to be interesting to see what
How
they
tall
decide
is
to
he?
do, if
He's
anything,
6'3".
with Yannick
He's
Ngakoue.
6'3".
Yeah,
Oh, can I get?
he has played D end before.
No, you can't. So, with the 21st pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select
Justin Jefferson.
Jalen Reagor, wide receiver, TCU. Howie.
Fast man.
Fast man run fast, Howie,
Fast man
eh?
go. brrr.
Hey, Howie.
Did anybody else? I'm not going to put Siggs's opinion down here because, but Justin and Augie, did you guys think this was a good pick?
It's
Just
okay.
for some,
I'm talking like first assumptions. You heard Goodell say his name. What did you think?
my
I was
first reaction.
unhappy when Goodell said it because I didn't know who he was. After doing some research, I am okay with it. I am okay with it. Fast man run fast.
My
At the end of
first
the day,
reaction was the coffee table in my basement was about
shattered.
pretty much in my window. I was pretty upset at first. After doing some research, I like the fast man run fast. It seems to work in this day's NFL. But at the same time, one of the things that worries me is he's 5'11", 206, and his report says that he is about 50-50 on balls downfield. So what I'm looking at now is possibly, after trading Aguilar to the Raiders, just getting Aguilar again.
That's a bit extreme, but yes, it could end up
Give
happening.
the kid a chance. He played
Listen,
against
listen,
good-
listen,
I'm not-
listen.
Hold on.
I haven't
I just
completely mapped them off. I haven't completely said I'm done.
said my opinion yet.
All right, let's
All right,
hear it. Let's hear
go
it, big
ahead.
dog.
I love this pick. I loved it as soon as I saw his name flash on the board because I was so happy we did not get Justin Jefferson. And now I'll explain that on the next pick. Jalen Reagor was plagued with absolutely horrible quarterback play at TCU.
That's fair.
This man has one of the
Right.
biggest verticals among wide receivers in the draft, especially for being 5'11", and he's fast, and that's what the Eagles needed. So I thought it was a great.
It addressed the receiver need. Actually, they did
Yep.
a lot of that, didn't they? They got a lot of receivers in the last 3
They
years.
got 2 more receivers after this,
All right,
And
and with the
a trade.
22nd pick
plus a trade.
in the NFL draft,
Go ahead.
Bruh,
Minnesota Vikings select wide receiver
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson
that
from
one.
LSU.
Yup. There we
Augie,
go.
That
are
guy.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
Are
I
you
forgot
reading
who-
these, or are you doing it by memory?
It's memory, actually.
Oh, okay. That's so much.
I
'cause
just
I'm
pulled up
reading
the
them.
ESPN one. I just pulled
I'm
up the
reading
ESPN.
them and like Justin Jefferson from LSU for the
Now,
Minnesota
now,
Vikings.
as Mr. Opielski kindly said, he didn't want us to pick Justin Jefferson, so I'd like him to explain why he thinks
Slot
Justin
receiver.
Jefferson could have been a
Slot
bad
receiver.
pick for this Vikings.
Slot receiver.
So, speaking in Eagles terms, I've wanted Alshon Jeffrey gone for a while now, but it looks like Alshon Jeffrey will remain the wide receiver. So I thought, especially for being an Eagles fan, the need of drafting Justin Jefferson, who was a slot cornerback, we didn't really need him. We needed a wide
Slot
receiver one because I
cornerback?
didn't
Hello?
anticipate.
What
I
world
didn't
are you in?
slot wide receiver. Sorry, we all have every
Alzheimer's
disease
today.
imaginable.
Look,
We do.
Alzheimer's.
live
We
sports
do.
hasn't been on
hold
in
on.
like 2 months. None of us know anything.
Sorry, I lost you there. Can you say that again?
I said
mind.
live sports haven't been on in God knows how long, so none of us remember anything about anything.
Dude, marble racing's on.
Dude, if you,
So anyway,
yes,
hold on.
quick input.
Oh my!
If
God.
any of you have not watched Marvel Racing, get off your and do it. That is
Bleep.
such a good show.
Colin,
That was such a
bleep.
good sport. Fine, bleep me. I
Anyway,
don't care.
Anyway, the reason I think Justin Jefferson is getting way overhyped is 2 words: Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase was the focal point of that LSU offense from Joe Burrow. Justin Jefferson was in the slot. He wasn't getting a lot of the top cornerback coverage, especially in the SEC. That's why I wouldn't necessarily say he's, the perfect wide receiver one, but I think he's a perfect fit for the Vikings, who just lost Stephon Diggs, who went to the Bills. With an aging Adam Thielen, he'll be able to fit in there very nicely.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I think I liked Justin Jefferson originally for the Eagles, but I mean,
You did explain
I
it very.
do agree with you. I agree with you in the fact that risky pick, but I think Justin Jefferson's going to fit in really well with the Vikings offense, kind of as a
Mhm.
replacement for Diggs, like you said.
Mhm.
They are going to need that replacement because Diggs is such a focal point in their offense, and if they don't have the stud wide receivers, their rushing game almost like hurts because of it, because it kind of just says we're going to the rushing game more now.
Yeah.
So picking up Jefferson is going to help them kind of balance their game plan almost.
And this Jefferson pick was acquired from
the
trading
Bills. Yeah.
to the
So
Bills.
moving on
another trade.
with the 23rd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the LA Chargers select Kenneth Murray, inside linebacker, Oklahoma.
I thought
Alright.
this was a good trade from the Patriots.
I expected Patrick Queen to go first, but I mean, it's a Mike Mayock trade. You pick the player that's best for your organization. That may not be the best player overall on your board, but still, if you like him, pick him. And that's
We're getting
Wasn't a bad
close
pick.
to a big pick. We're getting close to a big pick.
Was not bad.
So
Next pick.
with the 24th pick in the NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Cesar Ruiz, center, Michigan.
All right.
Confusing. They
You
need
know-
defense help.
They took an
Yeah,
O-lineman.
this was
who
this
was
was a
old.
confusing pick to me.
It was a confusing pick to a lot of people, Luke.
It wasn't terrible. It was just
It wasn't a bad pick, just
wasn't what I thought
confusing.
they'd get.
Yeah. Do we really need to spend a whole lot of time here?
No.
Yeah. Augie.
Yeah.
Next pick, with the 25th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver, Arizona State.
Rack monster.
Yeah.
From what I got
Yeah.
the notion of the Eagles, we mentioned they traded for a receiver. It was Marquise Goodwin. So this seems to be their Goodwin replacement,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm getting the notion correct. And also they
Yeah.
traded
Correct.
up 6
Yeah.
picks for this, so he
Yeah.
might have been there 6 picks later at 31, but
And now we get a big pick here.
Ah, yes.
Oh boy.
With the 26th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love, quarterback, Utah State. Aaron should be killing Matt
What is
LaFleur
that?
right now.
Luke,
I
what
hope
are you
Aaron
doing over there? What are you
Kills
doing
Matt
over
LaFleur
there?
in his sleep.
I'm having a heart attack.
As all of us were when we saw this pick. Very confused with this pick.
yeah.
You have Aaron Rodgers. Why are you drafting a quarterback in the first round?
Good question.
Development?
Good
We
question.
need
We
Answer.
could also ask the same question in the second round, but that's unrelated.
We'll get there.
All right,
Actually,
let's
I
move
thought it
on
was-
from Mr. Questionable.
They,
Because I don't know what the
no, they
Packers are doing.
traded up how many picks? 5
They
picks to
traded
get
up
this? That's what I was kind of thought was funny.
Four spots, I guess.
5.
Yeah, they
a
traded
couple.
up to draft
5.
a quarterback in the first round.
Four.
When you
Yeah,
have
it's not-
Aaron Rodgers.
God.
It's not
What are you doing?
not a great look in my mind. I think definitely could have had some faith in A-Rod, but evidently they were looking to move on.
I can see what they're doing, and they want to put Jordan Love under Aaron Rodgers for the next few years and build him into something great. And I can see what they're doing, but this
However-
didn't seem like the right time to do it this
Yeah.
early in the draft, and even this year, because I feel like Aaron Rodgers is not retiring after this year.
I just want to say a news article really quick. It came out a few days after this pick. Actually, I believe it was the day after that Aaron Rodgers was not made aware by the Packers organization that they were going to draft Jordan Love in the first round, even that it was even on their radar. So he came into this pick as blind as all of us were.
Yeah.
Are we possibly seeing a complete overhaul of the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers, or not Aaron Rodgers? I'm sorry. No,
You're
wait.
You're
I'm
You all right?
like- I have Alzheimer's. Quarterback of the It is Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God!
don't think
Are we
Aaron
seeing
Rodgers-
a trade? Are we seeing a trade? Is what I'm trying.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to take this very well because I've got the notion he's an egomaniac over his career. So I don't think he
Yeah.
likes this less than any quarterback would like it. I think he likes it even
Yeah, I
not
can-
too fond of this.
Yeah, he's been there his entire career. So them drafting a quarterback while he's still there and honestly still playing really well is honestly insulting to him. Because you're just saying,
Yeah,
I
would
mean,
agree.
we don't really need you. We have this other young kid now who's, Jordan Love, Utah State, flashy running around, He's like, yo, I'm still the franchise quarterback here. What are you doing? That's basically the message that I've gotten from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, interesting pick. And they also picked another running back, I want to say, in the second round to back up Aaron Jones. So they're not really drafting win now. Strange draft.
Yeah, if I'm the Packers, I am drafting win now, and they didn't.
AJ Dillon.
I was
Boston
surprised by a lot of their picks this year.
College. Not a good thing.
Moving on. I'm done talking about this garbage.
All right. With the 27th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Jordan Brooks, outside linebacker, Texas Tech.
In my opinion, another Mike Mayock pick.
This is the first time since 2012.
Overall ranking of 92, picked at 27. Just saying. That's what ESPN has him at.
I expected them to go to edge here because they keep
Well, I mean,
on saying that
he
they're
is
in
edge.
contact. Yeah, he can play edge. He's listed as a linebacker, but I expected them to go edge here like Yetur Gross Matos from Penn State because they keep on saying that
DNs were taken besides Chase Young.
they're
Just
in
realized that.
contact. They keep on saying they're in contact with
In the
Jadeveon
first round,
Clowney,
Chase Young was the only defensive end taken.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah,
listed defensive end taken.
listed defensive end
Mhm.
taken.
It's still kind of surprising.
I agree. It is still surprising to me.
Augie,
Now-
I'm gonna give you a little segue. Hold on.
All right.
You want a segue?
Yeah,
If I'm the Baltimore Ravens who want and need a linebacker, I am jumping after the Seahawks make this pick. And you want to know why?
because with the 28th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft,
What a steal.
the Baltimore Ravens select, and this is an absolute steal, Patrick Queen, inside linebacker, LSU.
What a steal.
Cannot believe he fell this
Six.
far.
This is your AFC team. You just want to talk about how this pick made you feel?
This was just. I hope he's the Ray Rice of the next generation, and this is just. I feel like my teams I like got first round steals. They just had these
They
players
did.
drop into their laps. Didn't have
He's
to
the
They
be
definitely
Ray Rice of this next generation.
Ray Lewis. I clearly said Ray Lewis.
You did not. I'm gonna need a
Kareem
I was
Colin,
gonna
Colin, we need a
say.
replay here. If I'm wrong, I'm
Kareem-
wrong. But I heard Ray Rice.
Kareem
I heard
Hunt,
Ray Rice as well.
Kareem Hunt is taking that duty over, but no, he's the Ray Lewis
Oh
of
God!
this
Oh
generation.
God! No.
Ray Lewis is he's the Ray Lewis of this generation. I hope a dominant inside linebacker. I hope he pans out. This was a good pick.
ESPN has him ranked at number 1 for his position, and he went at number 28.
Yeah.
That's a
I'd say the
steal.
steal of the first round.
He's a great player. He's a great player. He is a little undersized, but he's still very powerful and very good. I'm surprised he went this late.
Yeah. Yeah.
Next pick?
It was music to their ears,
And
just
the next
like
pick
the
at
music.
29th,
Segues.
the Titans select Isaiah Wilson, offensive tackle, Georgia.
Another big boy.
Oh, this is a thick fella, bro.
Well,
This is
they
a
went and got a
big
big boy to protect a big boy, Derrick Henry, and a big boy, Ryan Tannehill. They're just going big boy.
Tannehill is such a medium boy. Don't.
I was gonna say,
He's
yeah,
a
like
big boy.
Average boy.
He's a
Small,
Oh.
scrawny white boy. From Texas A&M.
6'7", 350 Isaiah Wilson. Yeah, they are basically saying we're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. You can try and stop it, but we advise you don't. Because they've just went and just stacked offensive line now.
And it obviously helps to protect
Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill.
They just put money in Tannehill, so this was.
I'm a little suspicious of putting as much money as they did in Tannehill because
Yeah, that wasn't.
I mean, if he
As-
pans out, he pans out, and I'm completely wrong. But honestly, I've seen what the guy did in Miami. Like, sure, Miami's not as good as Tennessee is now, but Tannehill was still Tannehill. He
He's
was
an
not
efficient
that
quarterback.
great.
He's not a flashy. He's no Pat Mahomes by any means.
He's no
Sure.
Pat Mahomes, but they did make the AFC Championship.
Sure,
So they're
we'll
trying to
see
cap
how
it.
he pans out. Moving on.
I'll bet you $1 he gets this wrong. Betting you $1.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Betting
Oh,
$1.
you might need some
Oh,
help with
say
this
it.
one.
Say it if you want. You
Shoot.
chose this job.
I did choose this job. You're right. With the 30th overall pick in the NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select
There you go.
Noah Igbiogene, cornerback Auburn. I gave him my
Noah
best shot.
Igbenogany. Close. He was close.
So it's Ig Mahogany.
He
Ig-
almost
yeah.
got the team
Igbenogany.
wrong before the player, which was
I
interesting.
guess Bin's OG Henny.
This pick really surprised me.
Another Mike Mayock pick.
Not
Wow!
really.
It's almost like we have a theme going on.
They need-
it
they
really
really-
did.
Justin. Go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
I didn't love this pick because, I mean, as the Dolphins, you're looking at your secondary at that point, and you're looking at you've just paid Xavier Howard, and you've just paid Byron Jones. two of the top paid top cornerbacks in the league. And now you go and draft one when your running back is Peter Laird and Kalen Ballage. I would have liked to see a running back go here, like Clyde Edwards
I don't know.
from LSU. But
DeAndre Swift.
or DeAndre Swift, obviously, I would have liked to see too. But I mean, they did make up for it by going and getting Matt Breida from the 49ers, which I'm very proud about. But I would have liked to see something else, even possibly another offensive lineman just to bolster there because of how bad it was last year. But if he fits, he fits. They could probably transition into a safety or something like that, or transition Byron Jones or Xavier Howard there.
Yeah.
But
There are a lot
that's
of
the only
options
reason
still
I can
remaining.
see. That's the only reason I can see that they would take him if they want to take him and make him a safety, or Byron Jones or Xavier Howard. Because
I thought. Go ahead.
three cornerbacks is a lot. Having three good cornerbacks and sacrificing linebacker help and defensive line was not really what I was looking for. But
I was going to say,
Igbenogany,
Igbenogany, if you look at his stats, he was okay at Auburn. So if I'm the Dolphins and if I do really want to go, despite paying Xavier Howard as well as Byron Jones, there are other also, taller cornerbacks out there other than a guy that's 5'10", almost 200 pounds. You have Trayvon Diggs, Jalen Johnson, Antoine Whitfield Jr., who is a safety if you wanted safety help. All picked later in the second round. So I was surprised about this pick.
I was a little surprised too, but hopefully they've got something up their sleeve. Because I do like the kid, and I think he's got some decent potential.
Yeah, but definitely a questionable pick.
Yeah, if they can transition him to safety, he'll play because they don't really have anyone. But I mean, if
he is 5'10".
Or if they want to transition like Xavier Howard to safety and play him at corner,
maybe.
Because I mean, honestly,
see what they do.
They may do a little bit more rebuilding this year as the Dolphins. Like, they may not go all in and try and win games.
Okay, so with the 31st pick in the NFL draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Jeff Gladney, cornerback from TCU.
Another team that should be happy that a cornerback that, at least in my opinion, isn't at the skill level that they are, was picked before them. Because I think this is a great pick for the Vikings, who just shipped off Xavier Rhodes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was tough. They did lose Xavier Rhodes, one of the best cornerbacks in football.
What?
Yeah.
Did you watch him play last year? Did you watch Xavier Rhodes play?
I know he's terrible. It's so hard.
In the past few years.
As a Vikings fan, it's so hard. It's so hard to watch. They did lose him, so now they have to get even worse. So Jeff Gladney is a great pick to try and fill the role there and keep the defense where it's at. Because with the offense as powerful as it usually is, they need the defense to step up and stop the other team from scoring. So it's just an offensive barrage on both sides.
All right, Og. Hit it home, buddy.
With the last pick in the first round, the 32nd overall pick, the world champion Kansas City Chiefs select Clyde Edwards-Helaire, running back LSU.
I was almost falling asleep when they made this, and then I got a notification from Ian Rappaport on my phone that they picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and I almost threw up in my mouth. Once again, multiple times I've almost thrown up during this first round. I'm extremely surprised here, especially being that DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor are still on the board. So this was strange.
He makes sense. He's like a receiving back, which makes sense because you have Pat
But
Mahomes.
so is DeAndre Swift. Just saying. Hate to break it to you.
He had some great hurdles in the season at Georgia.
Wasn't terrible.
And that ends the first round. We've already been going for an hour and 10 minutes. So
I know we're trying to hurry along there towards the end. We did.
Yeah, there was a lot of talking done.
I'd like to mention real quick.
If you want a full draft recap, just request it, and we can obviously go through the second, the third, and just
now that we're done the first round, I just want to mention the teams that didn't pick. There was the Bears. Didn't have much all-season transactions, to my remembrance. They did get Nick Foles, so the man who ruined, or will continue to ruin, Mitch Trubisky's life. Not only beat him in the playoffs, but will now take his job. You had the Rams, who got rid of Brandon Cooks, who I'll talk about later where he went. And
And then you go to the Patriots. Obviously, their big thing was getting rid of Brady. Didn't actually draft a quarterback to cover up that need. I don't know.
Alrighty.
Bills.
Are we going? We're not really going over the second round.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
No, hold
Oh,
on.
I thought
Bills.
that was it.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
we
Bills,
got a couple more.
there's one I'm going to last. Bills. The Bills got Diggs. That was their big off-season acquisition.
Yeah.
AFC West, everyone picked. And then you go to the AFC South. You have the Colts acquired one, DeForest Buckner. But then you have the team that acquired this Brandon Cooks we so mentioned. One Houston Texans. Oh my!
I 100% forgot.
Wow.
Bill O'Brien is possibly
Wow.
the Michael Jordan of the NFL now. Just a horrible manager of the team. Oh my God.
Luke says he threw up several times. I actually just laughed when this happened.
It was such a Bill O'Brien thing to do.
I'm surprised he didn't trade Deshaun Watson for 2 7th picks.
Yeah, not exactly a great look to trade the best wide receiver in the NFL. Well, debatably the best wide receiver in the NFL.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
They got David Johnson. All right, he was really good in his prime. He was really good in his prime.
I was gonna say that David Johnson, when healthy. So I watched a video, and it was basically explaining why the trade was worth it. Now I don't think the trade's
dumb.
They could have easily gotten a first. But David Johnson, if he played all 16 games this past year, he would have had more all-purpose yards than DeAndre Hopkins. So it's going to be interesting to see if David Johnson can remain healthy, how good he's
Well, he is a running back. Of course he's going to have more yards than a receiver.
DeAndre Hopkins, one of their problems was they didn't want to pay him money. So instead, they decided to trade him away and take up David Johnson's albatross contract. Because that was the solution. What?
We should just get rid of the cap.
Yeah,
Just eliminate the cap.
Just get rid of the cap. No cap.
Also, who got a first-round pick in the trade? I forget. I think, if I'm wrong, the Texans
was there another team involved?
No. I thought the Texans gave up a first-round pick, or vice versa.
I don't know.
But I don't think that happened.
They probably did. Who knows? Before we end things here, we do need to talk about one thing, as most of our viewers come from the Philadelphia area.
We have to.
We need to discuss it.
Luke, did you
We need to
start
discuss
bleeding internally when this happened?
I was I was kind of laughing. My dad was also kind of crying out of pure disbelief. But yeah, it was interesting when this happened. I think everybody knows what we're talking about.
When I tell you that my table almost went through the window with the Jalen Reagor pick originally.
This time,
everything in my basement, my TV, my table, refrigerator, everything out the window. Oh my God, we do need to discuss this. Yes, with the 53rd pick in the NFL draft,
the Philadelphia Eagles select
Jalen Hurts, quarterback from Oklahoma.
Why? Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a heartbreak.
Tell me why.
Can't wait for the boys to win the division. I love this.
Yes.
Unless he turns
and then losing the first
Hill,
round.
Yeah.
I will be so.
Hot takes. That was not hot though. I think they're good. Thank you, Howie. What a draft.
Okay. We need explanations. I don't need sleep. I need answers. What was this pick? Obviously, Jalen Hurts is a great quarterback.
53rd overall pick in the draft. That's what.
Jalen Hurts was a great quarterback. Sure. Why are you taking him in the second round after you have just given Carson Wentz every single penny in your bank account? Literally, what was the point of this pick? Like, the only thing I can see is Jalen Hurts being the next Taysom Hill. The only thing I can see here. I do not like this pick at all. There's no reason to spend a second-round pick on a Taysom Hill. There's no reason. The Eagles need linebacker help. At this point, they need linebacker help. They need a D-back help. Obviously, you could always go get an offensive lineman. There's nothing wrong with that.
Safety, Malcolm Jenkins.
After losing Malcolm Jenkins.
That covers up their cornerback, right?
Yeah, we got one cornerback and the entire defense is fixed, obviously.
Yeah.
Howie, what the hell is going on here?
You re-signed Jalen Mills. I don't know how.
His hair is so green.
This
He's
is best
good
case
because
scenario.
his hair is green.
You guys could have signed
Green
Myron
hair
Jones.
man.
You guys are bummed.
We screwed up this so badly. Like when I first saw it, I didn't believe it. I follow fake news accounts that are like for fun and making memes about the NFL. And I thought that's what this was at first. But then I realized it wasn't not your Sports Center. It was just Sports Center. And oh my God, like I couldn't even believe it. Why are you taking Jalen Hurts in the second round?
Like, I
doesn't
agree
make
with you. He's a good
any
player.
sense.
But it
You'll
doesn't make
love
sense.
to see it. You'll love to see it.
We thought like,
Howie. Just Howie
obviously-
thing.
the Packers are in the same place as us. What are they
Fast
doing?
man run fast. Yes, Howie. Yeah.
This is a
This
great
isn't
pick by
even
Howie.
fast man run fast. This is draft a quarterback for no reason.
Fast man run fast, bro.
I would have loved to have 6'5", 245, black ripped stunning quarterback Cam Newton as a backup. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have had to waste a second round draft pick on Cam Newton.
This was
Because
funny.
we just
Amen.
had to pick him up in free agency. But
This
no,
was funny. I
Jalen
think this
Hurts
is
was
funny.
obviously the right option. Howie, I need answers. What was this pick?
We found our
Well,
Freeman A. Smith.
I think
boys.
Howie gave you answers for the rest of the draft. Because he went off. He balled out for the rest of the draft.
No, I will admit, Howie did really well for the rest of the draft. He got the linebackers we needed. He got some offensive line help. I think that linebacker from Temple is actually going to be really good. I forget I think it's like Sean Bradley or something like that.
Sean Bradley.
I like that kid. But, oh my God.
Jalen Hurts
you
was
could have
a-
taken somebody
Woo!
else and then gotten
Woo!
everyone else included. You didn't have to take Jalen Hurts right here. Literally, I would have been happy with going and getting J.K. Dobbins, another running back. I would have been happier with that. Like
He
this
literally
was-
could've
Can I
picked
also?
any
I
other
also
position
want to
over
mention
the spot.
something. I just want to add a little bit of fuel to the fire. Zach Baun, linebacker from Wisconsin, he went at the top of the third round. The only reason he fell so far is because teams were a little bit concerned about a diluted sample he had tested positive to the combine because he drank too much water. So we passed over a great linebacker who drank too much water for a backup quarterback in the second round that we don't
we
need.
said, who cares about hydrating? We need Jalen freaking Hurts. What was this pick? Like,
Okay.
I'm still in so much shock. It bugs me to talk about this.
It seems like a great way to end the episode.
I was going to
But-
say we should stop now then.
I am
Anyway.
done talking about this, and we need to stop because I'm going to punch a hole through
Well.
my computer.
Thank you for listening.
Yes. Luke,
What's up, man?
Oh
you
my God,
usually
no.
do the
Surely
outro?
not. Surely not.
Oh, I thought you just wanted me to say something.
Well, yeah. Say the
Well,
outro.
I'm trying to think of somebody to put a picture up on the screen. Bam, Lonzo. Got him.
Nah, that was shocking.
Can we get Lonzo Ball with a most improved player award next to him?
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a circle going all around the screen now that says subscribe. If you click it, you're going to subscribe to the podcast. Turn on your post notifications. Give us a like. Drop your comments. Let us know if you want to see a full recap of every team for the draft. Please don't, because that's going to take a lot of time to do. But anyway, signing off, Augie, Justin, Nikki, thank you for joining me today. Colin, thank you for being behind the screen. He's been very quiet today
Don't forget Quinn.
for
He's
being
not
able to
here,
set
but
this
don't
up
forget
for
him.
us.
Let's get a RIP Colin because we absolutely destroyed
Yeah, Rip Collins.
Yeah,
says in
we're
the,
sorry,
the
Colin.
outro.
It's gone a little bit longer and a little bit more work than we wanted.
Bam,
but-
Howie Roseman.
Yeah. See, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Augie, Justin, Nikki, and myself, we want to thank you for watching the Wudder Boys podcast presented by Sig Ski. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day and keep your stick on the ice.
See ya!